for that introduction. Isn't she brilliant? Please, a round of applause. All right. Today, there are two parts to my presentation. The first part will be foundation of a successful life and a successful business. Before I start, I think the energy in this room is a little bit down. I want you to take the next person beside you, introduce yourself to that person, and tell that person why you're here. I'm going to take 5 people. At the end of that, you're going to introduce the other person and introduce the reason why they are here. You have 2 minutes. My stopwatch starts now. Talk to somebody. I'm the only one beside you. You tell me. Number one, your life will be so easy because every step you take at doing that business or performing that task, it's enjoyable to you. It's enjoyable to you. I always preach to people that some people, they mistake what they like to do for their talent. You know, most young people in United Kingdom, if you ask them, what do you want to, especially young black kids, if you ask them, what do you want to become? They say, I want to become a footballer. Right? I want to become a footballer. That's a good dream. But if you go into the academies, out of about 5,000 kids, about 3 will actually become professional footballer. So don't mistake what you like for your talent. You've got to be very good at doing it. Okay? Now, a twist to that is, if you really like to do something, you really like to do it, right? You can become good at doing, but how? How do you become good at doing something you like? Who has a suggestion? How do you become good at what you like doing? You practice and practice and practice and practice, right? For the men, I'm sure some of you still remember David Beckham, right? At 11, he would take loads and loads of football to the pitch and he would practice for 10 hours. When he was playing, he wasn't going to run past you and dribble 5 people, and go and score the goal. No, he has a specialty. His specialty is to put a ball in a specific place. And that is, he practiced that over and over and over again. He became more valuable than people that can dribble and go past people. And he got paid a lot of money. Now, do you have the discipline to practice one thing for 10 hours a day for 5 years? All right? Yeah. So, if you're really good at something and you want to get better at doing it, practice. Okay? Now, some of us are here. We may know what we are good at. We may know what we like to do, but we haven't been able to marry those together to produce income from it. Right? So if you want to go into a business, if you go into a business where you have talent, nobody can touch you. Nobody can touch you. Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker, have you heard about Peter Drucker before? Who else? Have you? Okay, who is it?
He's a renowned management specialist.
Fantastic. Please give her a round of applause. He's a renowned consultant and philosopher as well, to both. He said, if you find your strength, right, if you find your strength and find a job or a business where that strength is required, he said it doesn't matter what your weaknesses are, you're going to excel. You're going to excel. So my number one, the foundation of success for you is for you to find your talent, find your strength. My worries, because I speak to a lot of business people, my worry is people, they go into business based on my friend has done that business and he's so successful, I'm going to do it too. Right? What's wrong with that? Well, what's wrong with that? Do you know what's wrong with that? Because you don't have the passion, the skills, the knowledge of that your friend doing that particular business. And you don't even know why he's successful at that business. People think business, there is a kind of business where you're successful, another kind of business is difficult to succeed. That's not true. Right? You can be selling pure water, right? And be making more money than somebody selling cars. It's not the business. It's you. It's the person. Right? It's the person behind the business. Does it make sense? I have this psychometric test. Right? If you are interested in it, speak to me after the event. This test, it will take you about 10 minutes to do it, right? And it will give you 20 pages analysis of yourself, right? It will give you, if you answer the questions honestly, it will give you 20 pages analysis of yourself. Anybody, any of my staff, before I recruit them, I get them to do the test, right? So I know I'm not doing this test to screen them or to get rid of them. I'm doing the test to know what their strengths are. Because when they work in their area of strengths, they're going to excel. So if you have staff and you put them all in their area of strength, imagine what sort of productivity you're going to generate, right? When I was talking about what you like to do, right, and what you are good at doing, if you marry both together, that's your passion, right? That's your passion. If you marry both together, that's your passion. Do we know who Warren Buffett is? Do we? Okay. He's one of the richest men in the world. He's one of the richest men in the world. This man started at the age of 11. And the trigger for him was he learned what they call compound interest, right? He learned compound interest. You know, most of us we learned it in primary school. He learned compound interest, and since then, he has never stopped thinking about investment. So that's his passion. And he said, without passion, right? Without passion, you have no energy. You have no energy. And without energy, you have nothing, right? Without energy, you have nothing. Let me tell you, if you have no passion, life will be so tough for you. You know, this is a very positive seminar, but I'm also going to tell you some truth, right? If you have no passion, if you are at work and you're working for salary, and the reason why you go to work is salary, you're going to struggle, right? You should go to work for the passion, because the passion will give you the energy. If you wake up on Monday morning and your alarm goes off at 4 a.m., so most of us wake up around that time, right? How we start, and you look at what am I doing at work today, and there is no energy from that thing you're going to do at work that day. You're going to struggle out of bed, you walk slowly to whatever routine you do on the day, and that's not an enjoyable life. You want to do something that keeps you up late, and when your alarm goes in the morning, you jump out of bed and you're ready to go again, right? So some of you might be looking at me and say, oh, I'm too old. I'm too old and I'm too far gone doing something I don't have passion about. What can I do? Right? I don't want you to feel that way. I have a client. Because apart from being a business consultant, I'm also a life coach. So this white woman retired. And she was in the civil service throughout her life. And when she retired, she's paid off her mortgages. We know what mortgages are. It's like it's as if you're paying rent, but actually it's your own house. And at the end of maybe 20 years or 25 years, then the house becomes yours. I think we should have a program like that in Nigeria at some point. So she's paid off her mortgages. All her children are grown up. She was, she retired at 65. And she was depressed because she wakes up, there is nothing to do, nothing to be passionate about. So she became depressed. So one of my clients introduced her to me. And what you're getting free today, I charge a lot of money for it. So I had a meeting with her. And I started asking her questions. So I asked her question to the point that she started crying. And I said, why are you crying? She said, because I asked her what her dreams are. And nobody ever asked her. So we started digging deeper and deeper into what her passion is. So she said she loves to work with children. She loves working with children. I said, okay, you're 66. Why didn't you do something about that? She said she was afraid. That she was afraid of leaving a job, a secure job. She was paid about £80,000 per annum, by the time she retired. So that was a very good job. But you could do a good job, a well-paid job, throughout your life, and you're not passionate about it. That's not a good way to live, right? So she came out, she has everything, she has food to eat, she has house over her head, she has cars, but she's depressed. So we explored and we found out she loves working with children. And I said, okay, now that you're retired, what have you got to lose? Do something about it. You see, I always say, don't allow your education to hold you hostage, right? Don't allow your education, because if you think, oh, I am an accountant, I train as an accountant, I have a job as an accountant, but I love singing, right? Well, if you leave the accounting job to go and sing, you have too much to lose, right? Because if you leave the job and singing doesn't work, you're in trouble. I just use that as a sample. You could be an engineer and you don't like engineering. There are so many people like that. So my point is, right, it's not too late to find your passion. So let me complete that woman's story. We explored her dreams and we found out she loves working with children. So we set up a plan for her to set up a crèche and nursery. And she did that. Then she comes in, some days she will come and she will be dejected, she will be overwhelmed. Another day she will see sparkle in her eyes. Eventually she did it, right? Today I still speak to her regularly. Today she earns about 500,000 from that crèche, and the money is not important because she wasn't looking for money. But the depression disappeared. The depression disappeared because of what? She found her passion, right? Yeah. You see, a lot of people work hard. I am an advocate for hard work. Okay? I am an advocate for hard work. However, the reason why I wrote the book Goldmine of Your Mind, Your Fast Track to Abundance, is that I've seen so many people work so hard, but they do not understand how to achieve success. Right? Because the truth is, if you don't get your mind right, everything else wouldn't be right. Okay? If you don't get your mind right, everything else is not gonna be right. And you will see as we go further. Your thoughts. Who has an idea how many thoughts we have on daily basis? How many thoughts individually? Just have a random guess. Huh? 200,000? 60. Some people have heard that in my last seminar. You have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. Right? Your thoughts generate your emotion. Right? Your thoughts generate your emotion. Do you understand what that means? Yeah? And your emotion generates your action. Right? Your emotions generates your action. And your action generates your results. Right? Your action generates your result. So it starts from thoughts. And result is what we are all looking for. That's why some of you are here. You're after certain result. Okay? So, the primary role of your mind, is to keep you alive. Right? The primary role of your mind is to keep you alive. Why? Because you want to become a millionaire, you want to build houses, you want to have children, and all that. If you are not alive, you actually can't do any of that. So your mind, the primary role of your mind, that's the way God designs it, is that your mind must keep you safe. But in doing that great job, it also stops us from going after what we want. Right? Because if you see, there is an adage in Yoruba, they say, if somebody asks you, your mind feels when anything is new, there is danger lurking. And it's true to some extent. Right? So, what you need to do is learn to control that over-worried mother that is your mind. You know, an over-worried mother will not let the child climb a tree, will not let the child run, will not let the child do anything because we want to keep the child safe. Right. So, the concept of familiarity, as I'm going through these steps, it's all gonna come back and you see why it is relevant in business. Okay? The concept of familiarity. When you're not familiar with something, right, your mind will steer you away from it. So you'll find out if you set a big goal. Let's say you say, okay, my company, I'm going to make 50 million naira this year. And you've never made 2 million before, right? You're not familiar with it. You're not familiar with making 50 million. So you've got to get your mind to familiarize with that idea. Otherwise, if you just set the goal 50 million this year and you pursue it, your mind will not let you because it's trying to keep you safe. So what's the solution? What's the solution? I'll tell you later. So I've talked about fear. So, what is fair? Who can define fair for me? Or who can describe it? What is fair? Huh? Okay, limited. You want to do something, but you are afraid, right? You are afraid. Actually, it's anticipation of pain, right? It's anticipation of pain. Like the example of fire I talked about. If you want to touch fire, it will register in your brain and in your mind that, okay, if I touch the fire, you know what the consequences. Because it's hot, right? It's going to burn you. Okay? So fear is anticipation of pain. So when you say anticipation, that means it's in the future, right? When you say something is anticipation, that means not here and now, it's in the future, right? Now, let's do an experiment. Listen, let's do an experiment. Raise your hand tomorrow. Raise up your hand tomorrow. Okay, what's wrong with that instruction? Huh? Because it's in the future. The future is in our imagination. Right? When your mind, when you say, I'm going to make 50 million naira this year, and your mind tells you, nobody in your family has made that kind of money before. Who do you think you are? What do you know? How do you think that's possible? That's not even possible. Your mind will keep going. Right? Write this down. Right? Write this down. When you set big goals for yourself and your mind started the chatter, right? Say, thanks for sharing. That's 3 words. Tell your mind, thanks for sharing, and go do that thing that you need to do. Okay? And the concept of visualization, I've been teaching this for a long time. Visualization was made popular by who has read the book Think and Grow Rich? Who has read that book? Good. 1. Only 1 person. 2 people. Now, in that book, the person who inspired that book was Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie was the richest man, one of the richest men of his era. You know, he lived around 80 to 90 years ago. This man, he made a lot of money, made about $500 million about 100 years ago. He was the one that popularized the concept of visualization. He inspired Napoleon Hill to write that book that you read. He said visualization is for you, for your brain to familiarize with your goal. Is it making sense to anyone? Is it making sense? Visualization is to familiarize your brain with your goal. What is visualization? Do we know what visualization is? Do we know? Visualization is you said to yourself, okay, I want to make 50 million naira this year for my business, but you've never made that sort of money before. You sit down every day and in your chair, when nobody will disturb you, you see yourself in possession of that money. Right? So gradually, your mind will get used to it. That is actually possible. Because your mind cannot distinguish between your imagination and your reality. Actually, there was an experiment that proved that. You know, they got a group of people to exercise, I think 2 hours daily, right? One group exercised 2 hours daily. The other group, they visualize exercising. At the end of the period, they tested both. There wasn't any difference in physical attributes of both groups. So your mind cannot distinguish. That's not an excuse for you to stop exercising. So your mind cannot distinguish between what you imagine and what is real. And that is the power of visualization. Okay? So when you visualize and your mind and your brain is familiar with that goal, right, your actions will be easier. Yeah, you still need to take the actions, but your actions will be much easier. Right? Your mind will not be staring you. If you say, okay, I need to make 10 calls today, you just go ahead and make the 10 calls. If your mind is not familiar with that goal, you say you're going to make 10 calls today, you make only one, or you make none. Right? Okay, do we get that here? The reason why I'm teaching you this is to have a foundation to go on. Anybody can do business. Almost everybody knows what to do to some reasonable extent to do a simple business, right? Now, the concept of working, you know, we must work. Do we agree on that? Right? So why don't we work intelligently? Right? Why don't we work intelligently? How do you work intelligently? How do you work intelligently? Huh? Who said that? Please give her a round of applause. You must learn and 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 learn. If that sounds strange to you, I want it to sound strange to you, because they say repetition is the mother of all learning. Okay? I want that to sink into your mind that learning is absolutely important. Some people think, oh, I'm just a businessman. I don't need to learn anything. I know how to do my business. But your business is going to remain small. Right? You need to learn, because there are a lot of new things. There are a lot of things you don't know about. So, planning. What is planning? What is planning? Let's take a simple example. When you want to build a house, what do you do first? Huh? You make a plan. Huh? Now, in my village, there are some house. You don't need a plan. Just put it together, and at the end of the day, you can add cash roof on top of it. It's a house, right? You can also have a 25-story building for 4 hours, right? Now, what's the difference between the two? One is simple, right? Needs no plan, right? And the other one is complicated, right? And requires an elaborate plan. Right? This is maybe like about maybe 100 actors will actually work on that. So that what? It doesn't crumble. Because if a 25-story house crumbles, a lot of lives will be at stake. Right? Actually, the government won't allow you to build that plan. Okay? Now, let's do some imaginative work. Do you want to represent your dreams with a mud house? I have a question. Do you want to represent your dream with a 25-story house? So what do you need to do then? Plan. Okay? That is planning is important. I'll tell you says, where 2 or 3 people are gathered. Huh? So when God is in your midst, what happens? That power. The probability of your success is much higher when you have a good plan, right? If you gather 2 or 3 people together, right, to make a plan, the plan is much better than the plan you can put together by yourself. Apart from the spiritual power behind it, there is also common sense behind it, because you're gathering the intelligence, the native intelligence, the native experience, the understanding, the exposure of all the people making that plan. So where you have blind spots, somebody else will be able to see through that. Does that make sense? So, that's a 25-story building analogy. Let's say we finished the plan, the great plan, right? And we put that plan together, we put it in a cabinet, and we locked it up, and we come back in 10 years and come to the site of the 25-story building. What are we going to find? Bush, yeah, weeds. So execution is critical. You've done so well so far, putting plans together and all of that. You need to execute. How do you execute? I'm going to talk about that as we go along. Then let's talk practical. Let's talk practical. Have you heard about Henry Ford? Henry Ford, if you see any car around with Ford on it, that was the man that created it. You know, I read one of his books. He wrote it about 100 years ago. That guy wasn't born into affluence, was born into an average family. They are farmers, and he didn't like farming. That man, he didn't like farming. Maybe one of his motivation. When he started his company, he had already worked for 12 years non-stop creating a car. He worked tirelessly for 12 years. If you want to make a car today, you don't need to, just pick up one of the cars that you want and you copy. That's what Chinese are doing. But this one, there was no cars in his days. There were only horses. And he thought to himself, if we could have a machine that would be self-driven, that wouldn't, that would be driven around without horse, would be powered by engine, that may be successful. He wasn't sure. But that didn't stop him from putting 12 years non-stop of work into it. And people now look at his successes after and say, oh, Ford is so lucky, right? But somebody put 12 years into something, There is a guy called Dixon. If you're familiar with vacuum cleaner, he spent 5 years non-stop working on the best vacuum cleaner in the world. And he produced it. He spent 5 years working on it. He didn't do anything else. He picked one goal and he worked on it for 5 years. There wasn't certainty that it was going to be successful, right? So when you have your goal, stop looking at, what if? When your mind tells you, what if? Tell your mind, thanks for sharing. Okay? So, in this part of the world, this is what, if you don't take anything away from today, I want you to take this away. Some journalists, they went to Japan to meet the patriarch of Mitsubishi, the man that started that company, Mitsubishi. He was in his 80s at the time. So, and they asked him, they said, sir, do you have a long-range goal for your company? He said, yes, I do. I do. They said, how long is your long-range plan for your company? And somebody guessed randomly what that number of years could be. Just guess. Huh? Thank you very much. 10 years. He said 200 years. He said 200 years. And he was 80. He was in his 80s. You see, we are always in a hurry in this part of the world, right? And when they ask him, what do you need to achieve that goal? What do you need to achieve that goal? He said, patience. Patience, right? Henry Ford was patient. 12 years of hard work, right? But he became one of the richest men in the world as a result of that patience. Dixon was patient. And he's a billionaire now. He's a billionaire. He's done so many other products. He just used that template to do other products. You know, lock yourself in the room and work for 5 years and create a new product, right? In this part of the world, we are in a hurry to arrive. Always in a hurry to arrive. And that's sad because it's not going to get us anywhere. Patience, patience, patience. Right? We're always on the run. We're always rushing somewhere. When I drive in London, if I want to change lane to the left, I just signal and I may not look back. I won't look back to see whether that car waited or not. I just signal and I will turn into that lane. If you do that in Lagos, you're a dead man, right? If you do that in Lagos, if you trafficate, then they will speed up. If you trafficate and going left, they will speed up. Where are we running to? We are always and always in a hurry. So, patience, patience, patience. Don't make your goals based on what's going to happen tomorrow. Make your goals based on what's going to happen. You know, I'll be patient, I'll wait, and then I'll get to a great thing. You know, nature actually, I'll say God, advertises that in all its creation. The wrong ideas about success in our community. That we feel success depends on some external forces that is outside our control. Right? We think success depends on external forces outside our control. So we need to hope that one day, that force will bring it around to us. We'll wait for our turn. Right? That's what I call wishful thinking. Right? Wishful thinking. You don't manifest anything by waiting. You don't manifest anything. You need to take steps towards that goal. Use the template I gave you before. Plan, mastermind, execute, patience, result. Okay? So we're going to come back. Who wants to come back? I can see a few hands only. Okay, I should be going back to my office and go and do my work. Use internet to skyrocket your business. This is the nitty-gritty. I want to get your mind right. So if I get your mind right, then you can start to execute the more practical steps that we need to take. Thank you very much.
For Mr. Ayo Benson. Thank you so much, sir. We look at BTWF Forum, and please, I want us to give a big round of applause to the rest of the team.
I'm going to be a little bit faster now, so I may not go into details of each of the slides. So I talked about Peter Drucker the other time. He has a way of putting things in a very simple format that a lot of people will understand. He said, efficiency is doing things right? But effectiveness is doing the right thing. Effectiveness is doing the right thing. Okay. So, how to do the right thing? How to do the right thing? The concept goes to be drifting. You have a mighty ship in the ocean, and no matter how expensive that ship is, if there is no destination, that ship will just sail all over the place. The next point in you must raise your standard. You must raise your standard. So those of you that are here today, congratulate you. But you are very close because you are here to raise your standard. And as simple as what we saw here is, if you use them, it's going to do something wonderful for you as an individual and for your business. Okay? And if you have children as well, teach them. Teach them what we're teaching you today. Because many people have a bigger advantage because they are learning this very, very young. When people learn this young, they're much better than people learning at older age. You see Tiger Woods being number one for so many years, it's because he started as a 4-year-old, kicking the ball into the hole. So, take action on your goals. Like we said before, don't put your plan away in your drawer. Take action based on your goals. So, I get this question from my clients a lot. When you ask them to set a goal, they said, yeah, I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. The environment is so turbulent. There could be recession. There could be political instability. There could be change of laws. Yes, there are all those unpredictable issues that may affect your goals. But should that stop you from setting goals? I'm not getting an answer. Rice is full. Okay, you answer me, please. So why set goals? I am not a doctor, but I have this interest in learning how the mind works, how the brain works, because that enables me to help my clients to get a shortcut towards their goals. So if you want to negotiate, there is a program I run. I call it Negotiation Skills MBA Won't Teach You. I taught a number of bankers in UK. I'm still getting feedback from them, how it works for them. Because when you negotiate with other people, you need to know how they make decisions, right? If you know how they make decisions, you can package your information to be able to get what you want from them, okay? So, reticular activating system, if you've looked at it, may sound a big word. It's actually simple. It's a very simple part of our brain. If I am on the 4th story in my office, if I look outside my office, I will see at least 1 million objects I could pay attention to. 1 million. If I just look outside my window. Right. God has made it such that you only pay attention to what is of interest to you. Let me give you an example. If somebody in your household bought a car, right? Or maybe an uncle of yours, or maybe you buy a new car, We rarely buy new cars in Nigeria anymore. Maybe you buy a Tokumbo car or somebody buys a Tokumbo car. You notice that, you start noticing that cars all around you. Right? Have you experienced that? The reason is the cars have always been there. Right? But your reticular activating system has no connection, has no interest. Okay? So the moment you associate and it's of interest to you, you start to see more of that thing. Right? Why is that necessary? Why do you need to know that? The reason is when you set your goals, your brain will go get it. Right? When you set a goal, this will be triggered. Your reticular activating system will be triggered to go get that goal. Does that make sense? Now, how should you present your goals to this part of your brain? Number one, you must write it down. You know, most people, we all have goals, whether we know it or not. We all have goals. When we wake up in the morning, if your goal is this work again, okay, my goal is just to get to work, do the round, and at the end of the month, I get paid. If that is your goal, that's what your brain will get, right? But even if you're working and you have a higher goal, and you say, okay, in 5 years, I'm going to work for 5 years. After 5 years, I'm going to set up a business. I will still be working for another 1 year. But after that 1 year, that business will improve. Then I will start doing the business full time. That's a goal, right? If you set that goal, your reticular activating system will be showing you how to get that goal, right? How to get that goal. The power of focus. When you focus on something, when your reticular activating system, when it's activated, then you focus on it. And wherever your focus goes, your energy follows. And Warren Buffett, at the beginning of the slide, said, without energy, you have nothing. So your part of the brain will give you the energy. The moment you focus on it, your energy will come. Energy is the force behind all manifestations. Energy is the force behind all manifestations. So when you set your goals, your RAS, reticular activating system, will go after that goal. You try it. Now, at my last seminar, one of my friends came. And what do you want to do? And in 3 years' time, what do you want to do? So, how do you structure your goal so that it motivates you? How do you structure your goal? Because you could have a goal just to pay your bills. That's some people's goal. But they don't even write it down. They don't even know that it's a goal. It's just to pay their bills. But there's nothing wrong with that. If that's not what they want, that's what they settle for. Right? But you need to present your goal to your mind in a way that it will act on it. So I have this structure. You see, OPA. In Yoruba, OPA means Opa. Opa is... for people that are not Yoruba, they wouldn't understand. Opa is cane, right? If you hear Olopa is because they carry kondo, right? So Opa kind of represents discipline to me. It represents discipline. So I use that acronym so that you will remember. You will remember. OPA. That's not hard to remember. Now, what you do is you have outcome, right? Then you have purpose, then you have action. Your outcome is your result. Your outcome is your result. So if you want to build a house, want to build a bungalow, that's a result, right? Purpose. Why? Why do you want a bungalow? Why? People will do, you see, you don't get motivation from results most of the time. You get motivation from why you want that result. You get motivation from why you want that result. It's the why, when you tell your reticular activating system why you want that thing, is to go after it. Right? And then, if you get your outcome right, and you get your purpose right, your action will definitely follow. Right? Your action will definitely follow. So when you make your plan, even when you make your daily plan, right? Start with the result. Right? Start with what result you want. Name of things. Your goal is gonna be very, very small. Right? But when you set goals, set out to help other people. When you set out goals to help other people, then your goals will be much bigger. Huh? The bigger your goal, the better. You know, Steve Jobs said he wanted to change the world. That was his goal. He wanted to change the world, and he did to some extent. You know, he did to some reasonable extent. So when you set big goals, the mistake some people make is when they set big goals, then they are overwhelmed. When you are overwhelmed, you can't even take any action. Okay? So when next you set a big goal, take tiny little steps. Take tiny little steps daily towards that goal. Right? Take tiny little steps towards that goal. If you say, you know, I don't want to go into too much technical details about business. I just want to use everyday examples so that you understand. If your goal is to build a house, right? And you said, you know, some people you find their life is very, very short. You know, by the time I remember when I was a teenager, it was like yesterday. I'm 30 years gone. So if you take small steps towards that goal, you get there in the end. Some people, they will tell you, I can't save. Right? If building a bungalow is your goal, start saving 10% of your income. Start saving 10% of your income towards it. If your goal is a business, you want to start a business, start saving 10% of your income towards that. Because you find out, don't let the money get to you before you set it aside. Don't take it as if it's a tax, you know, and set it aside. And you'll find out, if you want to save it for 5 years, in 5 years you'll be amazed at what you will have accumulated. Right? When you set big goals, don't tie your happiness to achievement of that goal. What you should focus on is, what do you become as a result of setting that goal? As a result of working towards that goal, what do you become in the process? You know, there is a process to becoming a millionaire. If you want to become a millionaire, there is a process. So if you set that goal and you achieve it, even if you lose all the money, you make all the money again. Because of what you have become, what you need to become. If you set goals for yourself, that it requires you to wake up 5 a.m. every day, right? After you've achieved the goal, that will not change. You have become a different person, right? If in the process of getting your goal, you have to work 12-14 hours a day, after you've achieved the goal, that will remain with you. That's why if you are in employment, listen to this. Because the reason why people in employment, when they transition into business, the reason why they mostly fail, most people from employment to business, they fail. This is the secret, if you don't know. When you're working for somebody else, the person you're working for has a structure in place, right? When you work for yourself, you have no structure, right? And most people, when they work for other people, they come 9 o'clock, they do as little as I can get away with, right? And then it's 5 o'clock, they bring out their pancake, they start putting powder and all of that. Then they go home, right? Next day they do the same. You're building an habit. Okay? So at the end of the day, you now move away from that job, you jump into your own business. Listen to this. Habit is not something you switch off and on at will. Habit is you, right? For you to change your habit, it's an Herculean task. So start developing positive habits from today, whether you work for somebody else or you work for yourself, right? So you should focus on what you become as a result of pursuing that goal, because it's going to change you, except if your goal is a mud house. If your goal is a 25-story building, if your goal is big and massive, it's going to change you, because you have to change to be able to achieve that goal, right? So, I'm going to be moving faster now. I'm going to be moving faster for time. How to structure your time like a millionaire. You see, the way you set your goal is also the way you structure your time. Have you heard to-do list before? Who does to-do list? One? Oh, okay. So the rest of us, we wake up and we go to work and we do nothing, right? Okay. So, yeah. To-do list is great, but the truth is only about 1% of people actually follow their list, because they've attended time management training and then they tell them make a to-do list, prioritize, Okay, it does not work, right? What works is you need energy to go through the day doing the right thing. Yeah? Most people, they major in minor things. Most people major in minor things. Minor things is you at work calling your friend and chatting about last night's party. Huh? That you spending major time to do minor things, right? And some people, they keep busy. They are busy all day long. From morning till they close, they are busy, but they are busy doing minor tasks. So that is why structuring your time based on outcome, the result you want to get, write it down. Write down the results you want to get for the day, right? And then your purpose, why, right? Then your action will follow. So, let me give you some powerful planning tips. Planning tips. Don't start the day until you have it finished. Don't start the day until you have it finished. What's the meaning of that? That sounds like rubbish, right? What does it mean? What does it mean? If you don't know the results you want for that day, right? And you don't schedule whatever gets scheduled gets done. If you don't schedule what you need today to do for the day, you've lost the day. Right? There we have a lot of resources these days, calendar, Outlook, Evernote, and all. You can use them, but it's not the resources that is important. It's your energy, right? And where you get energy from is know the result you want. Know your result, know why you want that result, then action will follow, right? So on a weekday, if you sit down in your office and you ask yourself, what do I need to do next? You've lost the week. If you sit down in your office on a weekday and you finish your lunch and you say, okay, what's next to do now? You've lost the week. You must have planned your week ahead. Everything that you need to do should go into a calendar. So you must not start a week until you've had it finished. Now, this will even skyrocket your results. You must not start a month until you've had it finished. It's the same principle. What result do you want this month? What results do you want this month? Why do you want the result? Then what actions will you take? Right? And the biggest one is, don't start your year until you've had it finished. We love New Year resolution. Right? We love New Year resolution. Why do you need to wait? Right? Why do you need to wait? Start now. The hopelessness of hope. In my book, the last chapter, that book, Goldmine of Your Mind, I wrote a powerful chapter on hope. Right? The hopelessness of hope is this. Is the refuge of failures. Hope is the refuge of failures. Why? I'm a Christian. I have faith. I believe in God. I pray. I believe in miracles. But if you wait and expect certain divine intervention by doing nothing, you have missed it. If you're waiting for some divine intervention, you've missed it. The reason is, even the Bible said, faith without work is dead. Right? Divine intervention will come from the actions you've taken. Divine intervention will only come from the action you've taken. And there is this idea in Yoruba, they say, life is turn by turn, it will soon be done. You will wait forever. If you wait, life is turn by turn, you will wait forever. Go out there and get it. Go out there and get it. You see, hopeful people, they don't take actions, they don't make the course, they don't write the plan, they don't do what they're supposed to do. But they are hopeful, right? Some people will just show up. That is delusion. Hope without work is delusion. Okay? You can see some worried faces. If that's you, change today. Change today. Stop hoping hopelessly. Now, Barack Obama wrote a book called Audacity of Hope. Right? Wrote a book called Audacity of Hope. I read the book and it was very fascinating. Action plus discipline plus hope equals miracles. Did you hear that? Action plus discipline plus hope equals miracles. If you have things to do, you do them, and you maintain the discipline to plan and follow your plan, you're going to get miracles in your life. Right? Hope is good. Don't get me wrong. Hope is good. It is the misuse of hope that I want you to get away from. Get away from misuse of hope. Right? If you are in a difficult situation and you feel overwhelmed and you're taking the actions that you should take, then hope will help you. Right? But if you sit endlessly waiting for your turn, sitting endlessly not doing what you're supposed to do, hope will be laughing at you. When you start a task, the task is half done. I always say showing up is 50% of the magic. Showing up, the fact that you guys are here today, you've showed up, and that's half the problem solved. If you use what we've taught you today, God will not come down from heaven. He will send people to you. If you use what we've taught you today, it's going to be magical, it's going to be powerful for you. So resources to help you for planning, use Evernote, search for it, search for Evernote. You have calendar in your Google or in your Outlook, there's calendar in your Outlook, use it. Fill up your week with tasks that you need to do. My time is up, but I will ask for 10 minutes more to go through the online marketing. Go through the online marketing thing. So completing the task gives you energy. So you get energy by working hard. So failure is never a sudden occurrence. Failure is not a sudden occurrence. I have 7 here. Failure to act on little things. Failure to plan. Failure to stretch. Failure to associate and socialize. Failure to show courage. Failure to create a productive routine. Have a routine for your morning. What do you do when you wake up in the morning? What do you do? Have a positive and productive routine. Success doesn't happen overnight as well. Even when it does, if you're not prepared. In my last seminar, I made the example of a 19-year-old that won £10 million lottery. And in 4 years, he wasted all the money. He's back working in a factory now. So, success doesn't happen overnight. So, the right mindset, have a plan, follow the plan, do the right thing, show courage, act in spite of fear, constantly review your plan, constantly seek personal development. Man shall not live by bread alone. Animals can, but as humans, we need to constantly learn and improve ourselves. Expand your mind. Shut down your TV and grow. Shut down your TV and grow. Some of us, we spend 3 hours behind TV every day and we say, we have no time, we are busy. No, you're not. Stop subscribing to DSTV. You're watching people living their dreams. Plan your own dream. Mark Twain said, the man who doesn't read has no advantage over the man who can't read. Read, cultivate the habit of reading. A 4-year-old read 1,000 books. A 4-year-old read 1,000 books in America. That's the guy. So that should either encourage you or embarrass you. Either way, it's fine. Take whatever you want. Reading culture. Abraham Lincoln said, the things I want to know are in books. My best friend is the man who will get me a book I haven't read. Limitation is a child of ignorance. If you want to hide anything from a black man, put it in a book. I have a story for that, but I can't tell you. You have to attend my next seminar to get it. The story of Elon Musk. Elon Musk is worth about 13 billion now. You see in his early 40s, he has about $3 billion company. He read all the book in his library at the age of 11, and he started reading encyclopedias. So when they asked him what was the secret of his success, he said, I can read. That's all. That's the secret, right? Bill Gates reads a book every week. Mark Zuckerberg reads every 2 weeks a book. Elon Musk, he reads everything in sight. It's crazy. That's Warren Buffett. He spends 80% of his time reading. You know, he has about $70 billion to his name, and he's still reading. What are we doing? Right? So, who can tell me, when was the best time to plant a tree? When? Huh? 20 years ago. 20 years ago. What's the next best time to plant a tree? Now. Start reading now. So the power of entrepreneurship, you know, the fact that you're here, you know the power of entrepreneurship. I don't have time to explain it. Employment versus self-employment. You really, Yoruba will say, Iṣẹ́ ọmọ aláṣẹ jẹ owó ọmọ aláṣẹ là. If you want to be rich, go into trading or do business. If you want to survive, work for others. The business world today. You see, I have a journey. I wanted to take you a journey from how they do business in the past to how they do business now, but I don't have time. But, you know, use your imagination. Now, today, the internet business I want to tell you about. The world population today, 7.3 billion. Out of that, 3.7 billion people are on the internet today. You know? More than 51% of the world are on the internet. Look, the people that will rule the world, around 2011, I told people, I said, I gave interview to the Nation newspaper. I said, the future of business in Nigeria is on the internet. You know, I published it on my Facebook. You can go and see it there. In 2011, there was no Konga, there was no Jumia, there was no Udala, there was none of them. I said, the next big thing coming into Nigeria is e-commerce. E-commerce is doing business online. Look, don't stay with the knowledge that you have. Right? 30 years ago, you have a degree, you get a job, you work for 35 years, you retire, you train your children, then they continue. Today, if you have a job for 2 years, you're lucky. Right? The knowledge you get from degrees is no longer enough. You have to continually update yourself. If you can read, you can learn anything. Right? And some people say, oh, computer is so difficult. No, it's not. It's not true. If you can click, you can look at something and click it, and if you can cut and paste, you can do business on the internet. Right? So in year 2000, when I wanted to start my business, I did a research. In 2000, there are 200,000 people on the internet in Nigeria. Today, we have 97 million. We have 97 million people. Those 97 million, you can reach them in 1 minute. If you have the resources, you can reach them in 1 minute. It takes only a click. They click on your advert, they land on your website, and you're selling. Right? You know, there are pieces of online advertising. I can't go into the details now because we don't really have time anymore. There's something very important. When you do your business online, remember there is power to colors. There are ways you can use colors to actually get people to visit your website. If you create an advert, there is a way you use color, you get people to click on that advert. There's something called targeting. Targeting is the new keyword. Targeting is If you, like on Facebook, we have 16 million people, right? If you're selling shoes, right? And you want to reach people that are buying shoes, that are interested in buying shoes, you can advertise to them only. That's targeting. You can advertise to people interested in shoes. So when you advertise to them, you spend less money and you get a lot of people buying your products, right? You test. You have the opportunity to test. I know, 2 minutes. You have the opportunity to test your options, right? I'm going to do a seminar on 27th of May. Some of the things, I'm going to teach a whole range of new stuff. But for those of you that are here, I'm going to give you a concession to that seminar. But I won't talk about it until I finish. You can measure your outcome. Power of blogging. We have 1.2 million on our blog. If you have a business you want us to help you with that, we'll give you 4 weeks free on our blog. Funny, I can't teach you that now. Sources of leads. There are so many sources of leads. Nurturing stage, Tripwire. Tripwire is you offer your customer offer that your customer cannot refuse. Offer your customer cannot refuse. It may be at a cost to you, but if you look at it from the point of view of the lifetime of that customer, you're gonna make a lot of money. Because if you spend 20, let me give you an example. When we started our business, we give perfumes away, right? And people thought we were crazy. That perfume, as small as it, millionaires will be calling us, I haven't got my perfume. So we got a lot of customers because of that, because we're looking at the lifetime value of the customers. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to work till the rest of your days. So you must create a business that can make money while you sleep. And doing business online allows you to do that. So how to automate your marketing online? You can set up your marketing in such a way that you don't touch anything. Money will be coming in. You don't have to touch anything. You set it all up, and people will receive your communication and they will patronize your business. So that's the seminar I'm talking about. I have a seminar on 27th of May where I'm going to teach for a full day, and I also have some colleagues that will come and teach. Now, this is going to happen in one hotel around the edge I call Reliance Hotel. It's fully air conditioned. So I've paid a lot of money for it. And the lunch is going to be sumptuous. But it's not for everybody. I want to attract people that is going to make impacts in the community. I want people that will take what I've taught them and go and change Nigeria and go and make themselves better and make Nigeria better. It's not free. It's 19,000 naira to attend. Okay? But for people that are here, because of Tochukwu's group, I'm going to give them 50% discount. 50% discount. Because sometimes at a point in life, there are times you chase money. Then there will be a time when you chase to make a difference. That's the stage that I am now. I'm in a stage of giving back. So if you want to attend that seminar, please leave your name with my staff and I will give you don't have to pay today, just leave your name and I will arrange for a 50% discount for you. Now, it's not just the seminar. I have 3 products I'm giving away. There is a product that will teach you how to set up business from beginning to the end using online intelligence, right? I've produced that program. I sell it for 20,000 naira on my website. If you go to ayobenson.com, it's for 20,000 naira. People coming to that seminar, I'm giving them free. Then there is a radio program I did a while ago. 13 weeks of it, the best 13 weeks of it, how to raise money for your business, how to generate new ideas, how to succeed in life. 13 weeks of it. I put it together in a program. I sell it on my website for 8,000 naira. People coming to this seminar, they will have it free. And my book, my great book, Goldmine of Your Mind, Your Fast Track to Abundance. This book, people come into that seminar, they will get it free as well. So I'm really determined. I'm really determined to change people's life. Would you be one of them? If you need anything from me, I've sent out a feedback form. For those, please return that feedback form to my staff. If you need any help from me, see my staff and leave your number and your name, and he will give you my number and have some chats with him. So I thank you very much, and it's a privilege being here. And thank you to the group that put this together. When they asked me whether I would do this, I said, yes, I would. And I believe, people that will make impact in our community, please, let's get them aware that, making a little contribution to other people is actually a bigger goal than making money. Thank you.